wellness and mindset and frequency and spirituality and alignment and ascension and timeline optimization and optimal, life and experience and a lot of shadow work and light work, energy work. And today I would love to give you my testimonial on life insurance with living benefits. And this is going to be a little bit different of an approach to a testimonial regarding life insurance with living benefits. And if you have no idea what living benefits are, you can go ahead and click the link up above in the description. It'll give you an overview on what living benefits are. It's basically the difference between old type of life insurance and the new type of life insurance. I guess you could say the difference between a rotary phone and a smartphone. That's literally the difference between a death-only life insurance policy and a life insurance policy that has been reinvented with living benefits. So I'll get into a little bit of that in my testimonial regarding living benefits life insurance policy that I have, as well as my kiddos and my wife have. And generally, when I'm talking about testimonial, it comes from a place of being a statistic that when my wife was 26 years old, she had a major back injury and also was diagnosed with a neuromuscular autoimmune disease that's kind of like MS. So it's been a journey, to say the least, financially, medically. Medical bills and the expenses that follow are the number one cause of bankruptcies, foreclosures, and small business failures. And we experienced that. We never went bankrupt, but we almost did twice. We moved in with our in-laws, almost got a divorce nightly, and it was tough. It was tough. There's definitely a reason why over 50% of the population gets divorced, and having money be the number one issue around that. We experienced that, and luckily we made it through, and we're just about verging on 15 years of being married coming up here this month. So really looking forward to that. And this month is Life Insurance Awareness Month. So I thought I would pause in between Friday afternoon of being a dad and connect with you all and give you my testimonial on living benefits. Because this year has been a really scary year for me. Back in January, I had some things happen, and this is something I'm going to get pretty vulnerable about and might get a little graphic, not too graphic actually, just more the mentioning of blood might trigger somebody. And that's when I encourage you to breathe, laugh, smile, open, yawn, right? And allow your parasympathetic to open up the parachute and land safely, right? And this year has been going into that sympathetic, that fight, that flight, that freeze, that fawn over and over and over again due to medical issues. And back in January, I had a very interesting conversation, and I'll just say a different experience from a spiritual, esoteric approach. And very shortly after that, I found some blood in the toilet. Yeah, like a little bit, like, oh, no big deal. Maybe I just, ate too much food that day and, had too big a poop. Like, no big deal. Women, have hemorrhoids and stuff, and they can, like bleed and talk about this stuff like, oh yeah, I had babies and no big deal. But what I found out a few months later, after it was a little more blood and a little bit more blood, and like not really thinking about it, kind of doing the guy thing, right? Of, oh, it'll go away, or gosh, I'm just not paying attention. I got other things going on. It's like, we're out of here. And like one of the days I stopped, looked at my bowel movement and went, oh shit, that's a lot of blood. And I had been feeling, back in the day, I saw this meme not too long ago that said, when we were kids and in college, we would do anything to get high and have a rush, whether that was adrenaline or booze or drugs. And now as an adult, you just stand up, And I read that and I laughed because of how true it was, that standing up got pretty interesting. Whenever I would stand, I would have a hard time and potentially even lose consciousness. And there was a few times where I would, I'll just say saw stars, and my life flashed before my eyes. One time it was very interesting, and I realized that was time to kind of change some things up. And during that whole time, I was scared out of my mind. And I was also really, really, really calm and really grounded. And this is, I think, a part of the living benefits testimonial that not a lot of people hear about. They hear about, oh my gosh, I got 300,000, I got $500,000 or whatever, and I paid off my house. I got experimental treatment. I saved my life. That stuff is awesome. I didn't go on GoFundMe. I didn't lose my house. I didn't lose my business, like all the stuff that I generally speak about when it comes to living benefits. But what a lot of people don't speak about is the simple peace of mind that it puts in your heart and in your family and your pocketbook and in your business, in your life, when you're driving a car, when you're out shopping. And it really brings peace of mind and a grounded state to a roller coaster of an emotion. Gosh, an emotional roller coaster that our family has been through over the last 9 months. Because in January, when this all started happening, and a few months later, when blood really started happening, now I didn't realize that women had hemorrhoids like all the time from childbirth or whatever, and I didn't realize that it was commonplace to talk about it. But guys, silly guys, right? Men, shut the f up and man up, right? That's what we learned. Silly us, right? And during that process, what I realized was that, wow, men die from hemorrhoids. Who knew? And I probably could have been one of those people. Luckily, I wised up and had a conversation with my wife and went to the doctor and started checking it out. And I thought, my first thought was, oh man, you got like colon cancer or something. That much blood? That much blood. It could only be something like cancer or some major illness, or you got something there, because my stomach was really hurting. And when the doctor palpated my stomach, there was a decent mass, and his words were, I don't know what that is. And if you heard that, like, I don't really know what that is, we'll definitely want to go ahead and get an MRI on that. It's pretty large mass. And I've never felt or seen anything like that in all my years. Freaking out, your heart's going to go through the roof, and you're going to be at this place where your life literally flashes before your eyes. Do I have everything? Did I do anything that I could have done? Should I have done more? Could I have done this or that? And what was really beautiful about having a life insurance policy with living benefits is that I was not required to go through the majority of those feelings, the emotions of the roller coaster that I'm sure most do when they have that. Because I knew that we have access to hundreds of thousands of dollars in the event that it would have been cancer. In the event where, gosh, it was something had to be removed and it would have inhibited life quite a bit, then we would have had money there. And that brings a significant amount of peace and hope and faith into the family that most do not. Most are treading water on $1,000 to $2,000 in their checking or savings account. They maybe have $5,000 or $50,000 in their 401k or retirement accounts. They got $300,000 in debt with their mortgage and consumer debt. They've got student loans, got car loans. They have all these responsibilities. In the event that something happens, there is a reason why on average 6 to 18 months people go bankrupt. It's because they don't have enough liquid assets and places to draw that money from. And me, my kids, my wife, we all have policies that in the event that there was a chronic, critical, a terminal, or a accident event, we would have access to hundreds of thousands of dollars for us. And what's really amazing about that is through this whole process, it was like, well, if it just turns out to be something non-life threatening, awesome. We have a health and holistic crew and a tribe of healers and light workers who can really, really help us. And also my wife is I'll just say she's a goddess when it comes to wellness and eating and lifestyle and allergies and things like that. And sensitivities and whatnot. And I have a really good network. So in the event that it was something that we needed to put some holistic minds around, we could absolutely do that. And luckily, that's the way it turned out, right? So just let you know, super fine. Got some gushing bloody hemorrhoids, switching up my diet, switching up the way I work, switching up the way that we live, switching up our stress levels, switching the way that we communicate in our house. It's been a tough time. Everybody who is on the planet right now is going through a substantial amount of emotions that they've never had before. And of all the work I've done over, 20 years now on myself and my heart and opening back up again from being closed down for all those years of an immense amount of trauma, that it's amazing to know how much unsettling, how many unsettling thoughts and how much fear was still there through even having my financial situation set up the way that it is. And I could only imagine the amount of stress and pain that a family or individual would be required to go to if they didn't have a life insurance with living benefits policy. And so this is where I would encourage you during Life Insurance Awareness Month to go to lifeinsurancereinvented.com and just check it out. And in fact, let me go ahead and go there real quick so you can see my website and you'll know when you get there. And basically what we are doing is creating the opportunity for individuals like you to get their own finances in order through financial education, making sure they have a financial foundation when it comes to living benefits life insurance, and making sure that it's successful and it's easy to implement. So on here, you'll see there's going to be a few videos, going to give you some statistics, basically overview. Here's some testimonials. This individual, she decided to travel around the world, just having fun. She's a world traveler and said, hey, I've got terminal cancer. I'm just going to go out with a bang. She got $300,000, decided to start a passion career, being a John Maxwell speaker. She literally, this woman, Helene, got set on fire and got $425,000. She was the breadwinner for her family, her parents, and her daughter as well. And it's a really interesting story. And here are the next processes of how to get living benefits. It's super easy. It's super simple. Basically, we have a quick conversation. We go through some numbers. We see what's going to be the best for you and your family, and then apply. Usually takes about 20 to 30 minutes to gather the information. But I got to tell you, if you are a homeowner, you're going to want this. If you take care of kids, if you are a kid, if you love animals, like if you're alive and you have a pulse and you're healthy, you probably want to look into a living benefits policy. Not one of those death only things. And chances are, if you have a life insurance policy, there's a 99% chance that it has no living benefits associated to it. It might have up to 25% or up to $250,000 in the event that you have a terminal medical event or a chronic medical event where you can't do 2 out of your 6 activities of daily living. So eating, bathing, dressing, toileting, transferring, incontinence. So, and also these are the people that, and things like you don't get living benefits. Superman, I mean, he's not from this planet. Dinosaurs, right? They're supposed to be extinct. Rubber ducks, avocado tacos, right? Vampires, right? The undead, just knows like that stuff. So this is kind of how the way that I work, by the way, is that life insurance generally is a very stodgy conversation to have, but in reality, it's fun. It's very easy to have. And what's great is there's going to be some frequently asked questions here, some conversations from my own personal client. I have an estate lawyer who recommends this to all of her clients. I have a private banker who recommends this as well. And also what's fun about this is we are hiring in a massive, massive way, because there are 290 million Americans or so that don't know about life insurance with living benefits. Nobody's offering it. Nobody's giving it to them. And so we have a really wonderful career opportunity. And if you go to bit.ly/5rings-career, I'll just go ahead and type it up right here. And right here, so 5rings-career, that'll get you over here to this site. And yes, I really did drive off in a limo like 5 years ago. So that was really cool. But yeah, we're hiring also. So if you want to come and join us on our team, the average individual who's working 5 to 10 hours a week, super part-time, very flexible, no minimums, no mandatories, no quotas, no requirements to perform. We are a financial education organization that educates, and then others educate others. And that's what we do. We provide financial education, and we give all that information that you never got in high school, college, from your friends, family. And what's beautiful about that process is by sharing all this information, you have people buy and they ask for your help. So instead of being a sleazy, hustly, sell ice to Eskimos, Eskimos do not need ice. Got it? They don't. And what's beautiful about this process is we save people money. We help them get super duper insured, help them do what the Rockefellers do with life insurance, and what the millionaires and billionaires know that you don't about life insurance. It is one of the most, I would say it's the strongest financial vehicle in the world that you never even had any clue about that. So on that note, I'm going to wrap up here. And if you do have any questions about life insurance with living benefits, please feel free to put a comment down below. Go to lifeinsurancereinvented.com, click on the big green buttons and get on our calendar. And let's have a conversation for you, your family, during Life Insurance Awareness Month, and really set the stage for you to know in the future. Because with long-term care expenses, 70% of people are going to need long-term care, are going to have long-term care expenses in their life. Chances are you're going to get sick. You're going to have an accident before you die. And what would be awesome is to have that mindset that I am confident, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling secure, that in the event that I had a major medical accident, illness, some chronic event, or some terminal diagnosis, that we're not going to lose everything. And my days are going to be lived in dignity. And I'm not going to derail myself, my family, my future, my finances. And I'm going to make it through this, because we are at the tail end of this. There are still some issues going on, to say the least. It has a downward spiral of things. It's like kind of been like an onion, happened in January and then February, March, and now we're here in September. There's some issues going on, and I still have that peace of mind. And that's what I want to wrap up is in this testimonial for life insurance with living benefits, is that the peace of mind that I have, the peace of mind that my family have, is amazing. That if it goes well and nothing happens, at least we're good. I'm good. But in the event that it really was, then it's still going to go really well, because now we have hundreds of thousands of dollars that are accessible for anything, pay off the house, pay off the bills, do this. Like, it's like, get ahead, do whatever, like go travel, find whatever implementation of any treatment available that would meet the symptoms that arise. And that is a really great feeling. If I'm good, I'm good. If I'm not good, I'm good. And if I'm really bad, it's still really good. That's sleep well at night, and that is Swan Insurance, and I'm all about that. So anywho, thanks for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe or follow, comment down below, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, ask some questions, and let's have a conversation about yourself, your family, your business. Maybe you have employees that this would be a great employee benefit for them. And let's have a conversation potentially also about financial education for yourself, your family, your community members, to help them get ahead. Because just with a little bit of information, gosh, could you imagine if you would have had this conversation with all those people that you know who went on GoFundMe, that you know personally, 5, 10, 20, 50 people, right? But what if they didn't have to go on GoFundMe? What if you could have been that person to introduce that to living benefits to them, so they didn't have to go broke or bankrupt or whatever that might be? please reach out. Love to connect with you more on bit.ly/5rings-career and have that opportunity to be their hero and connect with them. We have a training program. We have a mentorship program. It's really amazing what we have going on. And we've been growing at 30 to 40% for the last 18 years. And even 2020 COVID hasn't shut us down. We are growing faster and faster. And this is one of those things that this is might just be a recession pandemic proof career turning out to be, where I get to work from home. I get to, just grow my hair long, get to have a Fu Manchu, get to wear rainbow necklaces made by my son, and get to live my life and dream. So with that, I'm out. Appreciate your time, and definitely check out lifeinsurancereinvented.com to get your living benefits policy today. And let's chat here in the coming weeks or in the next few days. Appreciate your time, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon. My name is Trevor Mickelson, and I'm here to help you embrace prosperity, and we'll see you on the next video.